Ever wonder why your bank account looks exactly like your parents' worst arguments? We think our portfolios are built on logic and compound interest, but they are actually built on the hushed dinner table fights we overheard when we were 7. Your childhood trauma is literally your current investment portfolio. Studies from the American Psychological Association show that 73% of adults rank money as their #1 stressor, deeply tied to early family conditioning and unspoken fears. But here's the crazy part. Your specific financial struggle right now falls into one of 4 invisible money wounds, and you probably have no idea. If you do not identify which of these 4 wounds you have, no budgeting app in the world will ever save you. I'm going to show you exactly how to spot and rewrite these 4 toxic money scripts today, answering once and for all why you randomly splurge after a good week or panic when checking your balance. The Financial Therapy Association found that people who identify their financial trauma increase their net worth up to 30% faster simply by stopping their own subconscious self-sabotage. Let's rip off the Band-Aid on the first one, because I guarantee you are doing this. Step 1. The just-in-case hoarding trap. Does seeing a high savings account balance still feel like you are one missed paycheck away from living in your car? That is called hoarding neurosis. If you grew up watching your parents scramble to pay rent, your brain literally wired itself to view money as a survival tool, not a wealth builder. According to behavioral finance research, childhood scarcity causes adults to obsessively hoard liquid cash, often losing an average of $50,000 over a decade to inflation because they are absolutely terrified to invest. But hoarding cash is actually the mild version. Wait until you see how the opposite reaction completely drains you. You are literally paying the invisible tax of a scared little kid. Every time you refuse to buy a quality pair of shoes and buy the cheap ones that break a month later, you are living in the past. You are letting a 20-year-old memory dictate today's purchasing power. A study published in the Journal of Consumer Research proved that adults who experience childhood financial unpredictability are 40% more likely to make hyper-conservative, fear-based financial choices that severely stunt their long-term growth. So, if you aren't hoarding it in a dead savings account, you are probably blowing it to prove a point. Which brings us to the most dangerous trap. Step 2. Revenge spending your way to broke. Have you ever bought something ridiculously expensive right after a stressful day, just because you felt you deserved it? Welcome to revenge spending. This happens when you were denied basic wants as a kid, told, "We cannot afford that," 1,000 times until it burned into your skull. Now, your credit card is your weapon against that old deprivation. Data from Bankrate reveals that nearly 40% of millennials engage in doom spending, racking up thousands in high-interest debt to soothe temporary emotional distress. You are buying the shiny car to heal the kid who wore hand-me-downs. But the high only lasts until the bill arrives. The worst part about revenge spending is that it beautifully disguises itself as self-care. You tell yourself you are just enjoying the fruits of your labor, treating yourself because you work hard. But if you have 0 assets and a closet full of designer clothes, you aren't rich, you are just financially medicated. Psychology Today reports that compulsive buying disorder affects up to 8% of the U.S. population, driven almost entirely by early emotional neglect or childhood material deprivation. You can cut up the credit cards right now, but if you suffer from our third wound, someone else is going to drain your accounts anyway. Step 3. The rescuer's empty wallet. Are you the designated ATM for your friends and family every single time there is an emergency? This is known as financial enmeshment. You grew up feeling responsible for your parents' emotions or bills, becoming the adult when you were just a kid. Now, you subconsciously believe that having boundaries with your money makes you a selfish, bad person. A survey by creditcards.com found that 51% of adults have lost money lending it to someone they know, often crippling their own retirement funds to play the hero. You are literally setting yourself on fire to keep everyone else warm. But the betrayal goes deeper. You will never out-earn your own guilt. Every time you hit a massive financial milestone, you feel an overwhelming urge to give it away, pay for everyone's dinner, or help out because deep down, you feel guilty for succeeding where your family failed. Sociological research on upward mobility shows that first-generation wealth builders often experience survivor's guilt, leading them to unconsciously disperse their wealth back to the baseline of their peer group. You are bleeding your own cash to buy love and validation. But the final money wound is entirely internal, and it is the exact reason you are stuck. Step 4. The invisible wealth ceiling. Have you noticed that every time you finally save up a big chunk of money, a random emergency suddenly pops up and wipes it all out? That is not bad luck. That is your wealth ceiling. You have a subconscious thermostat set to a specific net worth, and if you get too far above it, your brain panics. Behavioral economists call this financial self-sabotage. Studies show that 70% of lottery winners end up completely broke within 7 years because their internal identity didn't match their new external reality. Your brain will literally manufacture a crisis to get you back to normal. The system isn't just rigged against you from the outside. Your own mind is pulling the strings from the inside. You have to separate your self-worth from your childhood net worth. Acknowledge the hoarding, stop the revenge spending, cut the toxic financial ties, and shatter that glass ceiling you built to protect yourself. According to the Journal of Financial Therapy, individuals who actively practice financial cognitive behavioral therapy see a radical shift in their savings rate within just 6 months. You have the playbook now. Are you going to keep letting an 8-year-old manage your investment portfolio? Or are you finally going to take control? If this video made you recognize one of your own money wounds, hit subscribe. Because most people spend their entire lives trying to fix their bank account without ever realizing what actually broke their relationship with money in the first place. And if this hit a little too close to home, drop a comment with the number of the wound you relate to most. You're probably not the only one.